Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? So, I was planning on making this video last week, but I just was so busy putting the car together and stuff. We went racing last week. We were doing really good. Halfway through the round, they pushed me over they used a telephone pole as the barrier at the track I went to, and they pushed me over that, and I could not get off of it. I tried, and the officials were just looking at me like, what are you doing? But I was doing pretty good. It was really exciting. You know, you win some, you lose some. I went out with just the want and need for track time, and I got a little bit of it. But I mean, I always want more. What you gonna do? So, what I was planning on talking about is this is a circle track car, but I mean, it looks like a derby car to most people, and we're gonna call it a derby car for the sake of this video. And my video is, should you paint a derby car? Or race car, track car, whatever. And when I say race car, most people don't think of my car as a race car, and I don't really care. I don't care about your opinion. I'll make a whole nother video on that one. But on like a race car topic, I was talking to a guy the other day that had a 63 Ford Falcon, I believe. And it had an all-original paint, patina look. And he actually saved it from a junkyard for like $300 or something back in the day. And the car just had a really cool look to it. And, I mean, it's a 10-second drag car. And it still has that $300 junkyard look, which was really cool. But I was painting all of my front end up here. All my rails. That's a rail added there. And you can't see it in the video, and that's actually kind of why I did it. The reason I paint, and the reason I was painting it, is because I was painting everything I didn't want people to see. Not that I'm... Now, when I say this, I think that I'm trying to hide something, and I'm not, but I am. I'm not trying to officially hide anything, I'm just trying to make it less noticeable. And I painted several different things. I painted all across this rail here. This is a giant-ass door plate, by the way. I have some spray foam down in here. I painted it. Just trying to keep stuff where it's just not as noticeable. I've got spray foam here, too. One, I hate the spray foam look when it's coming out of the edges of cars. But I paint stuff, where I was painting on this one, to keep things not so noticeable. And you can use that as... in any way that you want, but you can highlight things to make it stand out. Like the pink here, and my obviously I wanted my numbers to stand out. I painted the edges of the door. That was just for coloring and just, you know, stuff like that. But you can highlight stuff or you can hide stuff. And what I was trying to do was hide stuff. But you also might want to highlight things that you don't care if people notice, or to get their attention, keep it away from the stuff that you want to hide. What I was trying to do was make my car look a little bit less aggressive, but black's not a good color for less aggressive. But this is a nasty flat black color that I was using. I'll show you the guys paint someday. But I mean, it's just an awful, nasty black. I mean, it's just... it's a nasty color. Like, it's a nasty flat black. That's what it should say on the can. And it covers really well and just makes flat black just hides. Like, it just... And what I was trying to do was hide my rail going up here. Not because it's not allowed. On circle track, where derby rules are really strict, I mean, you have, like, pages and pages of rules. Circle track doesn't have that. But what I was trying to do was to make the car look less aggressive and less like it was built. So, because I'm so new to the hobby, to the racing, that I don't want people to think that I have a really well-built car when I don't think that it is, and that I'm not a good enough I'm really not that great, and I don't want people to, like, think I'm a real threat or, like, you know, I'm really into it. But I just sprayed it all flat black so that you can't tell where the factory sheet metal and my sheet metal start and ends, and just kind of blend it all together. And that's why I paint. That's what I was painting for. And that's just like my explanation on it. And wow, that's a 5-minute video already. So paint your car, don't paint your car. All the gray on my car is all factory gray. So I'm not really like super into painting the cars, but I paint what I don't want people to see. And you can paint it the same color as other things, and I think that's a lot of reason that derby car guys do paint cars. But they also, I mean, they take a lot of pride in their cars. So if you take pride in your car, then paint it. If you feel like painting it, paint it. If you don't want to, don't. But if you've got tips or tricks that you're trying to keep away from other drivers, then go ahead and paint those. But don't just paint the part that you're trying to hide. Like, if I had this built up in a special way and was trying to hide this over here, then I would go ahead and paint this over here to match so that you don't notice. And this side's angled because that's the side that I need to slip past things. I'm not trying to hide that. I'm not hiding anything particular. I just didn't want it to be as noticeable, all the work I have put into the front of this car. Because I really strengthened it a lot, and I've taken the frame out on it once. I've wrinkled the subframe down below. That's not painted. But if you're trying to hide something, paint multiple things, not just the thing you're trying to hide, because that, I mean, it's like highlighting something with the bright pink over there if you only paint one thing. Paint things multiple colors. Stuff like that. I mean, if you're putting aftermarket parts on that you don't want people to know are aftermarket, paint them. As stupid as that sounds. I think it is, because you're paying a bunch of money for something and then you're hiding it. But it's all about what you want people to see or don't want people to see. But the car did great. It was running super good. I didn't have any real issues. I hit a couple cars. The front's holding up good. The car was turning well. The track was nice. I mean, just I had a lot of good things were happening just for the to get knocked over that telephone pole and get taken out like that. But it's the way it is. I mean, looking back, I could have done a lot of things differently. I mean, I could have braked, I could have let out, I could have, I could have stopped it from happening. But I was talking to another driver in the pits, and he was like, pedal to the metal, it's just what you gotta do. I mean, he was talking about a race a couple weeks ago. He was running, and I just realized my expanded metals broke down here. He was running, and his son was flagging for the promoter, and his son kept waving at him, like, speed up, slow down, something. He wasn't sure what he was saying, so he thought he was saying, speed up, you're losing. And so he was just hammering it. He got done and was like, why didn't you let up? And he was like, because you were waving me on. He went, no, I was trying to tell you to slow down, and you were going to blow the motor. He didn't blow the car up, he had it at this race. Actually, the car wasn't running great, so he didn't do well. But there's a lot of nice people in Circle Track, and I really enjoy doing it. Don't cheat. There's not a lot of rules to cheat on, but I'm not trying to suggest to people to cheat on derby cars or Circle Track cars. I'm just saying, if you're painting something, there's probably a reason for it, so go ahead and paint it. There was a really nice Prelude there, racing, aftermarket derby header, and it had a sweet, the whole car was painted this bright gloss blue, and you could just tell they had some money in the car. And that's not what I want my car to look like, because I want my car to look like shit. I want it to look like the amateur that I am. I don't want people to think that I'm out blowing it up every weekend. I mean, I've only raced a couple times, and I don't want people to think that, I mean, I do it all the time. It's nice to see the nicer cars where someone actually takes time to paint it, or, spend some time and money on it, but that's not what my car is, and that's not who I am. That's not what I want people to think. So that's why I don't paint my cars, but this is my voice on painting or not painting a car. It's starting to rain on me, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm sure nobody made it to this point in the video, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that stuff.